if you enjoy talking to everyone except your spouse or your fiancé, is your relationship crashing or is your relationship in trouble? Because I have a story here that states like this: I don't enjoy talking to my boyfriend or my spouse anymore. The funny thing is, I love conversation at work. I spend hours talking with my colleagues. We laugh, share ideas, and times fly without me noticing. But when I get home and my husband starts talking, I feel irritated. I said, what? I don't know when it started, but somewhere along the line, I stopped looking forward to our conversation. Now, every decision feels like a chore. Every attempt to connect feels forced. And the scary part, I'm starting to lose respect for him. Number one. Some days I sit there wondering if the problem is him or me. Am I falling out of love, or is it impossible to stay attracted to someone who won't communicate on the level that I need? That's a question.
Wait,
People say,
how did they start dating self? That's the question I will even ask self. How did they start dating?
you see, one thing is love at first sight. When love is there, it's kind of there's a traction it creates. There's a traction it
How do you
creates.
fall in love without proper communication? That's one thing. Because you will not tell me that the man, except maybe they did not know each other at first.
Okay.
You get, and they didn't know each other. They got married to each other.
Yeah.
So this kind of arranged marriage, the Hausas, they do it very well.
Yeah.
And sometimes the Igbo culture too, they do it that maybe you are in Abuja and you need to get married fast because you are of age. You get, so they will just find any girl in the village and then put the two of you together. You look at the girl is fine, and then you decide to marry the girl. Except that you get that kind of arranged marriage.
But let me tell you something. In as much as they do arranged marriage, there are still some marriage that are arranged that still work out at the end of the day. There are some that their relationship can be from childhood. They like themselves, they love themselves from childhood. But at the end of the day, when it gets to they've married and all, they now feel like they are now distant. It now feels like there's no more love there, there's no more feeling, there's no more communication there. So how do you now explain that? Because if you're saying arranged marriage too, doesn't really, we have a percentage that it doesn't really work like that. But the same ones that grew up together, they knew themselves in and out, still feel the same way.
I think it's a problem of levels, because like as you grow, people do grow apart from each other.
Okay.
Like they can grow apart from each other in the sense that they are into this field and this other person is into this field, and they are so focused on their field that when they come back home together, there is nothing they share in common. So that thing can cause real problem in a marriage. That thing can cause problem between the husband and the wife, that the only thing connecting them is that they stay in the same house and they have children together. But when it's communication wise, there is nothing at all. Like they don't have anything in common.
Okay, let's say communication wise it's not there. So what really now keeps them going? Because in as much as yes, communication is not there, there should be something that really keeps them still in that relationship.
The thing that is keeping them is the children now.
Okay, let's give it an instance.
Let's
give it an instance. They haven't given birth. They're still on their normal honeymoon and stuff. But then that's why they decide, because if you check it, in as much as yes, the outside there's the white men, they normally get that kind of controversy as well. After marriage, I think a week, 2 weeks, they start feeling
2 weeks.
Yeah. They start feeling like they are no more, they don't really feel that love. Just feel like it just died overnight. So what will you now keep it? Because love alone doesn't keep a relationship. Communication alone doesn't keep a relationship. In as much as they are all required,
love is not enough now. Love is not enough.
Okay, if you say love is not enough, so what really keeps a relationship going if love is not enough?
So, as I said before, love is not enough to keep a relationship going. And another thing that is not enough is that communication.
Thank you.
Communication needs to be defined, because many people, when they hear communication, they just think that we are talking every day. That is not communication. Communication is you guys bonding, you guys talking about what you guys share in common. You see, what do you guys share in common? For example, now if you are a doctor and I'm a doctor, if we start talking here, there will be a lot of things we can talk about. You see, but when you are an astronaut and I'm a doctor, and now you're talking about the moon and I'm talking about somebody that fell down yesterday, and you're looking at, you say this whole earth is so big, what concerns me and that, you get, it's not going to work. That kind of communication is not going to work.
So that means you're trying to tell me that a doctor and a doctor, they are the one that's supposed to marry. Because what you're trying to tell me is that was it. Because she, let's give an instance. Okay, the husband is someone who works a 9 to 5. Then she is the person that's doing, maybe she's a nurse, like you said. So their words are different. So you're not trying to tell me that it has to be
no,
a nurse and a nurse, right?
Okay,
no, so
no.
how do you not keep those? How do you not try to compromise that?
What I'm trying to talk about is the interest.
Okay.
You guys need to share that interest. Okay, so if you are a doctor and you get married to a doctor, that interest is already there. You see? So if you are a doctor now and you get married to a teacher and that teacher is not interested in any doctor topic or anything happening in your hospital, you guys are going to be boring, the two of you. You guys will not enjoy each other. So when you go to the office now and you're talking to people who, like, one is saying, there was one woman that came in yesterday with so and so problem, and that is how, doctors and nurses, they like to gossip. And when that topic is being shared between all of them, they bond because they share something in common. You see? So that's one thing husband and wife, they need to have. That commonality, that thing they share in common, that fun. It mustn't be work stuff. Sometimes it can be something fun. Maybe she plays the guitar and he plays the keyboard, and they come together and do music. You get that thing alone is going to create that bond. So it's not just talking, like communication. If I'm talking to you now, I can be like, hey, oh yeah, go and fetch water for me. I'm very, very thirsty. That's still communication, but that's not the kind of communication we talk about. That communication is catching up with them. Like, if you're in love with somebody, if you're in love with somebody, you cannot wait to come back home and tell the person about your day, tell the person about everything that happened in the office. And that person should be interested. And the person should act like if he was there, this is what he would do. Like, I wish I was there. That's that kind of interest, that kind of communication that makes that keeps the relationship alive.
So now coming back to this story that I just gave, she is saying she communicates well outside, but doesn't communicate with her spouse. So now what are you not trying to do? Is it that the spouse, that is the guy, doesn't really have interest in what she does, or he doesn't really give that much attention? Because the fact that she's going outside to get her attention, to communicate and feel at ease, are you trying to tell me that there's not really that bond of you want to communicate with your spouse or your...
All right, so the thing now is saying she enjoy communicating with everybody. She enjoy communicating with everybody, like in the office. But when she comes back, she's irritated by it. So it could be two things. It could be the level, as I said before. So her communication level is way above the husband's communication level. The husband might be like all these Igbo men. When they come back, all they want to talk about is their business. And if it's not their business, they're not interested. You get? So that thing alone will cut her off emotionally and romantically. You get? So that's one issue. So it's an issue.
As much as it's an issue. But why is it that she's taking it? If she really wants a communication with her husband, why is it that she's taking it now outside instead of now communicating it to her husband that, okay, this is her communication issue or level that she wants he or she to communicate with her? Why is she taking it outside instead of she communicating with his spouse and trying to work things out? Because we human beings, we tend to just sign out of things immediately. Once you see that it doesn't really favor, it's no more favoring you, or it's no more giving you that attention, we tend to now look for attention elsewhere. Instead of coming down to now, work with it, try to compromise with it. Because now to the husband, he might think, okay, it's just a normal day-to-day activities she's going to do, but she herself, she's feeling irritated to talk to him, whereas the husband doesn't really know. Because she didn't share with him.
If she did not share with him, that means she's having the communication issue.
Because the fact you're going outside to communicate, that means you really don't really have that one-on-one communication. You just want it in a group section. You don't really have. That's why many people run from this thing, because if you say you want to communicate with somebody, be ready to communicate in-depthly, not something outside. Because now she's going to communicate with people outside, it's just basically things about work, things about life and all. But once it comes to her husband, she doesn't have the tendency to talk in depth on things that really matters. So she it's just like you're signing out of reality. That's how it looks like. You want to create your own reality, whereas the main reality is waiting for you.
The main problem here, one problem here, is the fact that she enjoys communicating with other people. You see, that means she enjoys communicating. So they need to tackle the problem in two ways. Number one, she should come home, and either she can do this, come home, talk to her husband in the level of her husband. I know she's irritated, but I tell you, if the husband grows to that level, it is not going to stop that irritation. because that irritation now is something personal to her.
Okay.
The husband might not know he is doing it, so she needs to work on that part. Then she can come down to the husband's level. That's one way to solve it.
Okay.
You are seeing. Or another thing she can do is try to grow the husband, which is you now trying to change somebody.
Yeah.
You will suffer. You know, easy.
Yeah. It's so easy.
Try to say, okay, I want to change this person's personality is not easy. Like
It's not
it will
easy.
take years and you will drain yourself.
But you know, that's why they say there's compromise in relationships. So
Yeah,
you're gonna
there's
have to compromise.
Yeah.
In as much as you don't really have to try to change someone, the person should be able, once you like tend to communicate well to the person will, and the person understand, he will try to compromise to a certain level to make you feel, you know, that this is what you're feeling and this is what he's feeling.